Hi guys, welcome to the Man United Agenda. We are here. Sad, disappointed after a loss away at West Ham. Yo, how you doing, guys? Mr. B, thanks for a wicked watch along. I say wicked because it was horrible to lose like that, man. Damn, at half time we came on and we were saying, yeah, we got a bit of control here. But we ended up losing 2-0 away from home. And it's not good. We go down to 8th from the table now. West Ham fly above us. And that top 4 is looking increasingly out of our reach. Inquest time, maybe, but let's talk about the game. And before we do, let's go to some comments quickly from the people tuning in. We've got Shah United, long time no see. Says big up to the Man United Agenda family and bring Ollie back. There's no laughing emoji or anything like that. He sounds like he's serious. Yes, some emojis there. You can work that one out: red, white, black, fist pump, and the fire sign. Zoe Media House, how you doing? She said Bruno Fernandes out. Hashtag first goal was 100% Bruno's fault. The man got Ollie sacked, and history is just repeating himself. Fans destroyed. Paul Pogba after blunders like that. New virus is Bruno. Virus shakes heads. Says we deserve better. I want to see how these players respond after Ratcliffe's footballing structure. They have no eyes or threat on them with Hag alone. That's from We Deserve Better. Let's get into this, Mr. B. Wow. Obviously, we talked about the starting lineup. It was a young guy in centre back, playing at centre back, his debut today. And obviously, short left back, and with Delos suspended, Wan-Bissaka at right back. They played well first half. And then in midfield, we had Kobe with McTominay and Bruno. Rashford was on the bench, so we had Garnacho and Anthony starting, and we've had Rasmus up front as well. Is that the best team, considering the players that were on the bench? Well, in hindsight, could we have played a stronger team than that?
In hindsight, I wouldn't have played Scott McTominay. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to blame him for the defeat, but I'm just convinced that if you have midfielders, they need to be midfielders. We played with no tempo in the first half, but it was a game where we probably didn't need to play with any tempo. Second half, I wondered, I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if it's the manager. I don't know if it's 100% the players. I think this is the first time this season where I have a doubt as to whether or not he is the right guy. He just keeps repeating the same mistakes on Monday. You know what I mean? I would like to know if Amrabat was injured. I know the fact that it's come out in the press that he's not gonna sign him on a permanent contract. I wouldn't. He's professional footballer. I wouldn't like to think that that's going to have anything to do with why he's not playing. But you can't do what you did against Bayern and Liverpool and then come in and change it against West Ham. So, yeah, I have reservations on there as to whether one he's going to last more. Boy. I have reservations whether or not he's actually going to last even after Christmas, to be fair.
Wow, so you think the manager's job is on the line now?
I think it could be on Monday. I think it could be. If you look at, we don't win away from home. It's not just, we don't win away from home under Ten Hag, and it's now becoming, it's now becoming a joke. It's now, you look at it, it's now becoming a joke. What is, I don't even know how much games it is now since we haven't won. Whoop-to-do, we drew against Liverpool. But what did I say? The draw against Liverpool, if we don't win, it doesn't mean nothing. And look, it meant nothing. We may as well have bloody lost to Liverpool.
So a few comments here. Big up to Realist Cabs. He's saying here, Erik Ten Hag never learns. Man messed up the plan. Was there ever a plan? I'm not sure. Big up to We Deserve Better. Obviously saying, so on Monday, you wanted me to apologise if we won. What do you say now? I apologise to you, bro. didn't see this coming. Rebel, how you doing, man? Rebel saying here, what a disaster. Years of incompetence at executive level now showing at the club. Club needs to be completely restructured.
Rebel. Do you know what? I understand that. I get that. But Joel Glazer and his brother ain't on the pitch kicking the football today. I understand there's all of these external issues going on, but you have to look at what's going on the pitch and the instructions that they've been given. Joel ain't in his ear telling him to play Scott McTominay. He's choosing to play Scott McTominay. You understand? You know, he's choosing to play Anthony, who ain't had a good, he hasn't had a good game in months. You know, so it's not them. It's not them. It's down to the manager. And he's going to be struggling. You understand? So, yeah, all of this, this is the stuff that everybody falls back on. Oh, when Ratcliffe comes in, it's been how much weeks? Every week he's coming in. But guess what? When he comes in, even if he came in yesterday, he can't do nothing for 8 weeks. So it doesn't matter. So now all of this joke thing is going to be carrying on all the way until the summer. Because what's he going to do? Come in and buy players in February? No, you can't do that.
Okay. Mr. B, I hear you, and so does Zoe Media House. She's saying exactly, Mr. B. We're going to go through these comments here. UK Stranger saying here, we should be playing our strongest team. We don't, and that's Eric's fault. So the strongest team would have included Matt McTominay, you're saying, Mr. B, and obviously maybe we could have played Shaw at centre-back and Reguilon instead of the youngster. Not that he made a mistake. They did. This just suggestions. Realist Cow saying McTominay, Bruno, Anthony, Garnacho, average players. Average. Big 8 losses now, and we're not even halfway through the season. It could be 15 by the time May comes around. That's from Flex Felix. How you doing? I don't blame the youth. As Music Youth would say, don't blame the youth. If you remember that tune. So they made the new kid, Garnacho, were the ones making the effort. Interesting, that's true. All jokes aside, we're clueless. I just don't know why take a strike off the pitch if you need goals. That was a big decision by the manager. I thought a wide man would come off, but he took off Holland for Rashford down the middle. Sigmund, how you doing, Sigmund? Long time to see. Said, I think this is a stink.
He's done.
That Sigmund won't go after the Glazers decided to stay. Think of all those backstage promises to agents, players, and coaches as well. Black Bolt agrees with Rebel regarding the infrastructure. This team is a joke, says Cavs. Jabrocka is saying here, Eric Ten Hag has to go now. I want him back. I wanted to back him, but the players don't know more and can't get rid of all of them at the same time. His time has come. So he's saying the manager has to go. 5 out of 6 last 6 games without scoring. Wow. We can't keep blaming the board or manager. It's time to see the players for what they are. Bruno, not good enough. Once again from Zoe Media House. Exactly, Mr. B, obviously. Not Glazers, Woodward, Murtagh, etc. They're the lads. Okay. Black Bolt saying, I don't know if the club can afford a new manager. They're probably still paying for the last 2. Reads Vet saying, did you read the Athletic special report by Laurie Whitehall on transfer operations at the club yesterday? Very damning. I've got that up on my screen to read. Season over. Let's rebuild. Jettison, the guys who are not going to be here. Rebel saying here, the Whitehall article says everything about issues at the club. History just repeated itself like Groundhead Day, says Zoe. And finally, Zoe, Rebel's replying to you saying it's the executives that do the transfer negotiations. Right, let's talk about the game. I thought, Mr. B, we had a great chance in the first half. 2 good chances. Garnacho got played in by Anthony for the first one. Just couldn't get it out of his feet. And I thought that was a certain goal. Usually from those positions, you see him slot them away. We can't blame him. We can forgive him, but, you know, these things happen. He had another opportunity as well. We got in and he didn't finish it. So out of 2 chances, 0 goals or not even close. That was disappointing considering the first half we had. If we all got in the first half a goal up, then the manager can make more better decisions, you know. But I don't think going in at half time, I was too concerned about West Ham because they didn't really show much in the first half. Mr. B?
Yeah, no, they didn't. I mean, we came on at half time. You know, I went away and had my break, and I came back confident. I thought, you know, Ten Hag is Obviously, I said David Moyes would chase something, but I expected it to be something that maybe would have been more negative in the result. I just didn't see them doing. I didn't see them doing much. I didn't see them doing much. But to come out of the second half too. I mean, Manu made a mistake for. I don't even know if it was the first or the second goal. Now, the second goal. He looked tired at the end, but that's I'm not going to put blame on the younger players, because there's a lot of older players who aren't setting the right Manchester United example. It's strange. People have opinions on players early. Obviously, you hear, the discontent between certain people in the chat, and you want to back your argument with facts. And right now, you can't back the arguments that you want to have with facts, because it's going to make yourself look stupid. I'm wondering, is it that these players don't? Is it that the players don't care? Is it that the players that they're not listening? Is it a management, a system failure? I mean, you look at the game. What did we do in the second half on Monday? What did we do in the second half?
Didn't do much, to be honest. We were just patient, just looking for an opportunity. But sometimes you have to make things happen, be proactive and make things happen. And I felt that, like, in the first half, I felt when you get opportunity to get like outnumber team on the break, you really got to go for it. Be a bit more decisive and be on it. If we slow it up, get there, slow it up, and allow them to get numbers back. And there's no way, and there's no room in the end. It's a lot of the time. You really have to seize the day, seize the opportunities. And someone who's supposed to do that is Holland. We expect him to score goals. He hasn't scored in the Premier League. Cavs is saying here, I'm really sorry for him. He feels sorry for the man. The man has not received any service, and from the so-called inverted wingers, it's very simple football knowledge. If Anthony can't play left wing, he has to be on the bench. So left wing is in. He's a left footer. Maybe I think he's suggesting that he should play on the left side, so maybe he can whip crosses in, because he gets the ball on the right. He doesn't drive down the right. He always wants to cut in. People start to read that game.
And he hasn't got Monday.
Pace to get beyond people.
He doesn't cut in at an angle, so he's driving at the goal. He cuts in, so he stops. You know what I mean? If he maybe tried, even if he still ran at the goal, but it's like he stops and plays the ball inside and then doesn't go for a 1-2. So he doesn't even give them the player who's receiving the ball the option to give it back to him.
We've seen today from West Ham 2 guys who play in that position, Bowen and Kudos. And Kudos was at Ajax, wasn't he? And Bowen was at Hull, you see. So there's another 2 players that I believe are better than Anthony in the league. I can't think of many, unless they're going to Luton or Sheffield United. I can't think of many teams that have players in that position, who are better, who are not as good as Anthony. If I go through the whole Premiership, left-footed wide men are playing from the right. I think Anthony needs to step it up. And I'm reaching out to you, Anthony, please. It's not just you, but I think we need to deliver. The amount of goals we scored from our front 4 is whack compared to any other team. Anyway, let's go some comments here. Lovely to see you guys. At least you bring a smile to my face. Forget United. Let them get on with it. We can't, unfortunately. Big up to James. How you doing, James? Welcome to the agenda. He said, but how many has he missed? Talking about Holland. He keeps trying to get to the right position to score goals. But yeah, he's not getting the service, I don't believe. And genders everywhere says we deserve better. Pat in VA, how you doing? Is that Vancouver?
From Twitter.
From Twitter.
Welcome, my friend. Sorry, X we're supposed to call it now. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
So he's saying here, it's damning. We are forcing the young kids to save us week in, week out. I like to see the kids come in, but I don't feel bad for the mistake that Manu scored, for the goal. I don't feel bad. He's been a revelation since he's come back in. We can't just focus on the negative there, but it's good to see kids come in. With the injury crisis we've got and the players get suspended and all this kind of thing, it's hard. They have to come through, and I'm pleased the manager is playing them for start. Matthew saying, how many games does Eric get before he's sacked? Garnacho really needs to take his chance. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, that's a big one. It's a big one. That was clutch. He needs to do that. Question, if Ten Hag dropped Bruno for a long period, would the fans want to sack him for that? That's from Zoe Media House. If we had 63% possession, when West Ham scored their first goal, we had 0 goal threat. So all that possession, lacking a goal threat. Football is different to any other industry, says Sigmund. Club makes promises about a project and they're not in breach. That's why some of the players have dropped the ball. Rashford clearly has had enough. Kudos looks the real thing, says Black Bolt, for sure. Don't blame Ten Hag. He's doing what he can with the SHIT in the squad. All right, we've seen the performance. I mean, look, we've conceded 2 goals. Haven't even looked like scoring in the second half, to be honest. Rashford's come on. We've made a couple of changes. Palestri came on for Anthony, and Ericsson came on as well. But at the end of the day, I mean, we've got our away form's been poor. We've lost 13 games this season. We've lost 8 in the league. We're sitting there just, I mean, we're 27, 28 points. And the top of the table are like 11, 12 points above us now. That's a long way to go. Something needs to be done, they're saying here. I just think, like we said the other day, Mr. B, the guy had lots of time in the training field. We had 7 days since our last game, and we expected to see something today. And the only thing I saw, what was any kind of positive for me, is a bit of control against a team like West Ham. We kind of had a bit of control in the first half, but then there was no punch, and that's whack. That's whack. We're like heavyweights punching like featherweights out there right now, dancing around the ring, bobbing and weaving and everything else, but no knockout punch. And in the end, you know how that ends for small guys like that. Pat saying here, I love the kids too, but hate the stick they get. Let our senior players get away with it. We got to wait till mid-January before Mount, Casemiro, and Martinez get back into this side.
You see the thing with that on Monday? You see what that means? Him saying mid-January means we don't buy no players.
Yeah.
It means he's relying on those players who have come. And I said, how long does it? Everybody talks about match fitness. Well, Ten Hag's the stickler for that. It's 4 games. It's half an hour, 80 minutes, and then you start. So we're going to have these players, and then they're going to be ready to go in March. But what about all the other players who are going to be dropping while those players are coming back? There's no way we're going to be playing. We're going to come January, middle of January, we're going to have a full squad of players that he can choose from. Trust me.
Yeah. All right, let's just go through this, because it was a double pivot is needed here, says we deserve better. Today, it wasn't. It was a single pivot. We had McTominay and Bruno ahead of him. And but when I do notice, when we didn't have the ball, everyone would get behind the ball apart from Haaland almost. It was like 2 lines of 4, or 1 line of 4, 1 line of 5. So I don't think they hurt us in that respect. It was a great goal they scored to cut us open, to be honest. You have to applaud that goal. Do you think the keeper could have done any more about that when the Paquetá flicked it over, chipped it over for Bowen to run onto?
I don't think so. No. I don't think so. But Zoe said that Bruno didn't track Bowen, because I was praying it was offside. And then when you see the replay and you see where he ran from, somebody's supposed to be picking him up.
Yeah.
So Zoe said it was Bruno. I want to see who was supposed to be tracking Bowen, because he started so deep and he just kept on going and going and going. These are professional footballers. So if that's your job, then fine. I want to see who it was for the goal. I don't think you can blame the goalie for that, to be fair.
Usually they would try to pass him on, but you can't with that sort of that tightness. You can't say, take him to lack the responsibility. You either go with him all the way, or don't worry about the offside trap or whatever. Go with him all the way. I think if the guy's running, if it was Bruno, I'm not saying it was, I'd have to go and check that as well. Big up Vincent saying shocking all day. Big up Andrew as well. How long we're going to continue to
as I said it, Monday, I will say, and I will call it, he's going to get himself sacked because he's playing the wrong players. Whether it's Bruno or whether it's McTominay who is playing, they need to have 2 players behind them.
Right.
Bruno started slightly deeper today. It looked like, and that's when I thought we had a little bit more control. But then when he started getting frustrated and moving out his position, and I said McTominay wasn't. I can't. As I said, I just sound like a broken record. So
yeah, a lot of disappointment today. Let's go through the squad and let's see. I'm not I want a player rating, and also just a yes or no about is the person part of our future. So Onana, player rating for today. I thought he made a good save. from the corner. There was a header which Anthony was playing the arse with. I don't know how he let the guy get the header there.
Yeah.
Bowen. But the header was on target. The keeper made a good save, made a couple of decent saves. I thought he was unfortunate for the second goal because the ball went sort of between Johnny Evans' legs, and it went right in the corner as well. But it wasn't the hardest shot. I'm going to give him a 5, to be honest. I mean, the save he made was okay. His distribution was good, I felt at times today, and the control. But obviously, he's conceded 2 goals, so I'm giving him a 5. Whether I think he's part of our future, I'm going to go yes. I think Onana is still part of my future at the club. I think he gives us something that we haven't had before with that control. If we're controlling the game and the 10 players ahead of him are performing, I think he can go for us a lot. But I'm going to give him a 5 and say yes, I want him to stay. Mr. B.
He conceded 2 on Monday. Whether or not it's his fault or not, people are going to look back. So I'm going to actually go with I really want to go with a 4, but there's players who I know but are going to get a lower mark than him. But I'm still going to go 4. He conceded 2, so I'm still going to go 4.
And yes or no, is he part of our future?
Yeah, I just think because of the price that we paid for him.
Oh, no, but forget the price. Would he be part of your future, or would you be looking for a better goalkeeper? How many better goalkeepers do you see in the Premiership, for example, than him?
I wouldn't. I would keep him because I wouldn't sell him just yet. No, I'm going to say keep him. I'll be saying keep him just for that. I mean, look, it could change in 2 weeks, but right now I'm going to say keep him.
I'm just going to go through the defence. I'm going to say Wan-Bissaka. He's got back in the side today. Didn't really put a foot wrong when he's coming out with the ball, popping it around, trying to link up, but doesn't have that direct urgency to get forward and say, I'm going to take control of this and bomb forward, try to make something happen. As soon as he gets to the final third, it's like he gets a nosebleed. It's like, right, let me play it safe rather than do anything stupid here. Gave away a couple free kicks as well, getting the wrong side of guys. I'm going to give him a performance of a 5, which is just average today. Going forward, I do want to keep Wan-Bissaka. I think he's part of our future. He's a top. Sometimes, if he's on form, I think he's a top right back, and I think he deserves to be part of our squad. So a 5, and yes, Luke Shaw, 100% yes, he has to be part of our future. Even though a lot of people disagree after there's questions about his attitude and all that kind of thing in the past from Mourinho. I think he's still a top quality left back. He showed a bit of it today. I know there's question marks about him, but he gets a 5 today as well. And yes, he should stay. Johnny Evans today was good. Obviously playing with a youngster. I'm going to give him a 6. He's done all he had to do. Distribution, leadership skills. And I'm going to say no, he's not part of our future going forward. And the youngster, obviously it's hard to judge. You said something really key at half-time, Mr. B, about you want to see, all right, he's good on the ball. Let's see what else he's got. He's going to have to get toughened up if he wants to play in the Premiership. He's going to come up against stronger, real tough forwards. I don't know whether he's got the physicality at the moment to deal with that. So I'm going to say no about the future of him being a top flight centre-back for us. And I'm going to give him a 4 as well for his performance today. Can you go through the back 4? I'm just going to go through
all right. Wan-Bissaka 5. No, yes, I don't think he's going to stay.
No. Is he part of your? Is he part of your future? Do you vision him being?
I think we could change him. I think we can get an upgrade on Wan-Bissaka. Kambwala. First half, as I said, he did okay without the ball. I mean, even the second half, he wasn't directly pressured for anything, really. Yeah. I didn't see him make any mistakes. Didn't see him play any wasteful pass. A couple of times he swept the balls out right and left, the long pass up. You see Maguire playing. Yeah. So I would give him I think he was better than Wan-Bissaka, but maybe that's because it's a surprise of seeing a youngster playing. I'll give him a 6. I'll give Evans a 6. Evans definitely not going to be there. Luke Shaw, I'll give him I think he played Kudos well in the first half, but Kudu scored in the second half and he was probably Shaw's man. Let's see, moved him. So I'd give him probably a 5, and I think Shaw will be there going forward.
Okay, so some comments here. Kambala, I'm not scoring him, says Zoe Media House. She wants to see more of him. That's natural. And Wan-Bissaka got 5. And yes, Zoe Media wants him to stay, but she also wants to get rid of the goalkeeper and bring Old back from Atletico Madrid in. Second best defender behind Licha says Andrew Williams regarding Wan-Bissaka. Luke Shaw played well today, says Pat. All right, midfield, we've got McTominay, Kobe, and Bruno. And Ericsson I'm going to throw in as well because he came off the bench. Ericsson, can't score him. I mean, I just give him a 5. He didn't really have time to do much. But is he part of the future at Man United? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Based on his age, based on his pace that he plays at these days, he should go and play in another league. If we're going to be successful in the future, I don't see him staying around too long. Bruno, today, not good enough again. If there is an issue about the goal where he didn't track the runner, then I will definitely score him lower. I haven't really assessed that yet. But over his overall play, I thought he'd done some good things, but shooting from stupid places with his left foot when he needs to roll man in and keep the play going, ticking over, that sort of thing. I'm going to give him a 3. And that's bad for me because I like Bruno's player. And do I want him to see him in the future? I say yes, I will keep him around because of his quality. But with a different manager, maybe he might fix up. But I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed right now. With Kobe, 100% yes, he has to stay. I know he made the mistake, but I'm going to give him a 6 just because he's 18 years old, playing in this sort of game. One mistake, yep, but I don't want to sort of damn the player. And there's McTominay as well. I'm going to give him a 4. Don't think he was good enough today. Didn't provide us with anything. He's supposed to have drive and all this kind of determination. There's lacks quality, in my opinion. No matter what people say about positioning and his channel running and all that kind of thing, lacks the quality. We need quality out there, and he hasn't got it. I'm going to say no, I don't want him in the future. Mr. B, 4 guys to go through midfield. Guys in the comments, yes or no? Do you see you envisage these players in the future? How do you score them today?
Ericsson 5, no future. McTominay 3, definitely no future. Bruno, I'll give a 4. Unless he gets disciplined, as in a manager can play him in a role that suits Bruno's abilities, because he doesn't listen to instruction. He walks around the pitch however he wants. Then I will say no. As much as it burns me, I would say no. The only one of those I'll keep is Kobe. Bruno, I'm going to give a 4. Kobe, I'm going to give a 6.
Even though he gave the goal away.
Yeah. That was a lack of concentration. You could see it. He was already thinking about the other pass. And guess what? Guaranteed, he doesn't make that same mistake again for the rest of the season. He's going to learn from it. Unlike the manager, who doesn't seem to be learning, Kobe will learn. And the next time he's going to make sure he traps the ball first. Although you know where the pass is going, trap the ball first and make the pass. He won't make it again.
Pat saying here, bar menu, there wasn't much in the field we would miss. So he agrees with you, Mr. B. Andy has shown he can't handle Premier League. 2 years is enough time to show you're capable of doing something, and what we demand from a football club as well. And Zoe saying yes to Kobe and no to McTominay and Bruno as well. And obviously, clearly Ericsson as well. So go to the front forward line now. We've got Palestri came on, Marcus Rashford came on, and the front three who started today was Garnacho, Anthony, and Rasmus. Now, let's start with Rashford. Today, done a little something, tried to get a cross in, and then shot over the bar as well. But no real impact for him. Coming off the bench, maybe he's sulking a bit. He's dyed his hair again. I don't know why he dyes his hair that colour. It looks stupid. For me, I'm really disappointed with Rashford. I feel it's time for him to move on. And I'm reaching out to you, Rashford. You can hear me. Please, bro, it's time for you to go. Fans have backed you. You could have been someone special if you would have developed your game. All of this, putting you like you've learned something. I don't think you've learned much, really. You had a little good hot spell, scored a lot of goals, and then you blew hot and cold. Still the same frustrating plays that I see you doing, shooting too much, basics, running into traffic, don't have very good link up. You're relying too much on your pace. And I heard Robbie Fowler the other day. He was talking about Michael Owen, and he said he's a better player, Michael Owen, than Michael Owen, because Michael Owen's always got his pace on him. Robbie Fowler felt he's a better player all round as a striker than him, and I believe him. You can't just rely on one attribute and think that that's enough, whether it's elite or not. Rashford, I can only give you a 4 today, and I'm going to say no. I don't see you part of our future. My future that I vision for you at the club. I don't think you should be there. I think you're staying on the club in a way. I think there's something wrong internally within the club that I don't know about. I'm just speculating. I'm sure people within the club know that you're a problem. I saw you raving the other day in New York or whatever, always raving, looking, bigging it up. I'm not happy with you. Rasmus, not good enough again today, but I say yes, going to keep him for now. Anthony is a no. I don't think he should stay. Like the comment said there, fantastic comment saying he's been there 2 years. We had enough time to judge him. I just don't think he's good enough at this level of the Premiership. Like we were saying earlier, there's so many different clubs in the Premier League where I would take their right winger over this guy. Even from Tottenham, Kuleski, whatever, gives you much more than our Anthony. So no, Anthony, I think you have to go. This is real crisis talks I'm talking here now. Garnacho, I want to keep him. Didn't play well today. I'm going to give him a 4. And the last person, I've done Anthony, I've done Garnacho, I've done Holland, Pelestri. I think Pelestri should stay. I like him as a player, but obviously he's not getting that much impact, much time to really make a difference. If he did, I think we see a bit more from him. I like him. I really like him as a player. I'm going to say keep him as well. So there's my 5 with the 5 forwards today with Rasmus, Rashford, Anthony, Garnacho, and Pelestri. Over to you, Mr. B. And be brutal if you have.
Rashford, I think he's done.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think Rashford served his when a player's head's gone, a player's head gone. He has no interest in playing for Manchester United. None whatsoever. His time's done. I'll give him a 4. He did nothing when he came on, apart from the little side thing in the corner there that I got a bit excited about, but I think he's done. Garnacho, I think we're now seeing that Garnacho isn't ready to be starting games regularly.
Okay.
He probably still is a sub, an impact player. Because when he's had the opportunity to play full games, he's getting opportunities in the game and he's not taking them. You know, we talk about age, but then when we talk about age, always young, blah, blah, blah. But if you're old enough, if you're young enough, you're good enough, or whatever they say. If you're good enough, you're old enough, or whatever they say. So he's got to take it like an adult. You know, he's got to take that. He should have had 2 more goals than he's got in the 2 games. Anthony, he's got no future at Manchester United. He's got none whatsoever. I'll give him a 4. Another very, very poor performance from him. Pelestri, I like, but I still don't even think he's Man United standard.
Okay.
So he's probably going to be gone in a year as well. Højlund, I don't have doubts about him. I want to see him fed. I just think if he played for Tottenham, if he played for Arsenal, if he played for a team that gave chances in the game and you're not relying on one half chance that you have to bury, then I would keep Højlund, no problem. But again, today I would give him a 4.
Okay, let's go for some comments here, guys. Zoe's put her judgment out here. Garnacho's a no, and a 4. Wow. Pedestrian no, that's a 2. No for Anthony. Naturally, I'm pleased with that. Højlund is a no, and Rashford a no. So none of these players are in her future for Man United. If we want to be winning big trophies again, Andrew Williams saying Marcus is a fraud. We're talking about Rashford. Andy Herbert, how you doing? He said you played Liverpool, done a good job. There wasn't to win, but you stopped them from scoring. But today's game just went to pot. I think Ten Hag and the players got to buck up their ideas fast. That's from an Arsenal fan who are playing Liverpool today. Regarding Anthony, Pat says Anthony drives, cuts back, passes in field, stands still, or cuts in, shoots, and the entire world knows out what he's basically going to do. Good assessment there. We need to beat everyone besides Martinez, Mainu, Garnacho, Højlund, Wan-Bissaka, and Shaw. That's from Andrew Williams. So it's not shows how bad we are then. If we're talking about 5 players from the squad who would remain. Guys, I honestly believe players sign for the club. The poor culture seeps in and they stop playing. Waste of talent. That is something about, yeah. I heard a player, Ria Further mentioned that a player said that the other day, that no one wants to go to Man United. Ten Hag is going to get sacked. Looks like it, Tyrone. Looks like it, man. Where do we go from here, Mr. B? Who we got next? Is it Villa?
Yeah, we got Villa.
Oh, on
I'm not.
Tuesday.
I'm not looking forward to that on Monday. But look, this result has shocked me today. The performance shocked me even more. I haven't heard what Ten Hag's had to say. I think I'm going to save that until I finish the rest of my Christmas shopping, because I think I'm going to need a drink when I'm watching that. But look,
Oh boy.
They've numbed me. I can safely say that. I know you've got to shoot, and I know I've got to shoot. But what are your final thoughts before we go on Monday?
Look, it's Christmas. It's time of giving and time to receive as well. So what we've been given by West Ham is an arse whooping, and what we've received, I don't want to say by cancelled here, but basically we bent over and received something today, which is not very nice and it's painful. So I'm disappointed. I hope everyone has a good holidays. We will be around. If you want to hear from us over the holidays, we want us to do a show, a fun quiz, anything like that could be happening. If you want to join me for the quiz, let me know. I'm thinking about Sunday evening, Christmas Eve. We can have a bit of fun, try and cheer ourselves up. So if you're on it, give us a message. Matthew Bassett, Zoe Media House, Tyrone, all you guys, James, Pat. If you want some of this quiz on Christmas Eve, let me know. Let me know, and we will bring you on. And or if you want to come on and say Merry Christmas on Christmas Eve and just talk about where we're at this season, you're welcome to come on, join the stream. It'll be open stream for you guys to come and join us and talk about Man United and where we're at right now. But from now, it's been a dreadful morning. Hopefully the rest of the day is okay. We're going to go and do our thing, and hopefully you do your thing too, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been the Man United agenda, and as disappointed as we are, we only have to go and focus on the family and our real family now, because Man United, we have to disown them. Good night and have a good day, guys. Mr. B, thank you. Great for watch along, and we'll see you guys later.